We are sailing into Port Resolution on Tanna, an island in southern Vanuatu. We arrived here too late to get into the anchorage before dark, so we spent last night drifting around, waiting for the dawn. Now there's enough light to head in.
Right, let's head ashore and explore. These traditional canoes are still the main form of transport in the bay.
There are no tarmac roads here in Port Resolution. The village is very traditional. Hello!
There's a change of sports between Fiji and Vanuatu. Fiji was rugby mad, but here it's all about the soccer. There are actually 3 separate games going on in the centre of the village here.
I think this is the prettiest village that we've come across in the whole of the South Pacific. The houses are really well kept and everybody takes good care of their gardens. They're all beautiful.
"98% of the houses here are made in the traditional methods from natural materials from the forest. They won't stand up to a cyclone, but they can be rebuilt quickly and cheaply after one. Further up the track we bumped into Mary, who was on her way to her garden to harvest some vegetables for dinner. She invited us to come along too and showed us what she grows.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's sweet corn as well?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So this is the cabbage I'm talking about.
Ah.
Island cabbage. It's not like the other cabbage we growing them in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does this grow very easily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some tomatoes here, but this is not dry yet, but
Yep.
in the harvest too.
And where do you get the seeds from? You share them between...
We buy them in the shop.
Okay.
At
Yeah.
Lenakel,
Yep.
then we grow them.
Oh.
You taste it?
You can eat it raw?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you eat it raw normally or do you cook it? looks nice. Okay.
Just peel off the skin
Yeah.
and you slice it and you can fry it or
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
you can fry.
This is Mary's kitchen. It's separate from the main house as cooking is done on an open fire.
This is lava.
Oh wow. Yeah.
This one with banana and cabbage and coconut
Okay.
milk.
Very nice.
You can taste it. This one is called Lagi and this one is called Maui.
And they're friends sometimes. Mary invited us to go fishing with her the next day. Just on our way to the village to see Mary. We've got some fish hooks and a few other things to say thanks for the vegetables, and hopefully she's going to teach us how to fish.
It's a 40-minute walk to the fishing spot, and Mary's 3-year-old daughter Felda came along, walking all the way and occasionally having to run to catch up.
We are using traditional cane poles with modern line and hooks that we brought from Florence. First off, we bait the hooks with some hermit crabs that we found on the beach. Then it's time to give it a go. Apparently you have to stand in the water.
Are you going to eat this fish?
I don't know, I just caught a fish, but I give it to Matt because Mary says you have to bite the fish to kill it. I'm not up for that.
So I think we use this as bait.
Need a few of them to feed us. Mary showed us how it was done.
The tide was wrong for fishing this morning, but there's plenty of food to be had in the forest, so it's not a problem to feed the family. Everyone in Vanuatu carries a machete with them and knows how to use it.
This is what the inside of a coconut turns into once it's started to sprout. It's good. The next day, Mary, Felda and Mary's husband Jimmy came out to Florence. Felda was particularly happy with the ginger nut biscuits on board. Whenever there's another yacht with a sailing dinghy, there is always a race. This is Andy from the Yacht Paws, who's now a good friend.
That evening, Jimmy came out in his dugout to ask me if I'd like to go and drink Kava with him. Kava drinking is a male-only affair on Tanna, and to be asked is a huge honour, so of course I said yes.
Right, I'm about to go and pick Matt up from the beach. The Kava is supposed to be a lot stronger here, so it's going to be interesting to see how he feels. How are you feeling, Matt?
A bit drunk, to be honest. A little bit strange. In Fiji we drank it for hours and hours and it had little or no effect, but you can taste it's a lot stronger here. I thought I was going to be let off easy and have the stuff that's ground and then squeezed out, and they gave me one bowl of that, and then clearly decided that I needed the proper stuff, which is a lot stronger, which is where they literally take the fresh Kava plant and bite off chunks, literally with their teeth, rip it off, then chew it all up and spit it out onto a banana leaf or something. and then they use this and they wring this out, and at that point I couldn't really say no, so we had some of that, and it's a lot stronger, you can feel it. And after a few bowls of that, I didn't really feel it at the time, but on the walk back to the boat it really started to kick in.
You're acting a bit drunk on the way back to the boat.
Yeah,
like you've been in the pub.
Yeah, I feel a little bit like I've been to the pub. It's interesting, it's very relaxed atmosphere. It's not like Fiji. Fiji, we all sat around in a circle with the chief, and there was an order to things, and the chief would designate who drank first. Whereas this was more like going out for a social in England, in the pub. Everybody kind of sat around in their own groups. Not a lot of talking. It's generally quiet. You don't speak when you're drinking the Kava. Everybody sits around quietly in little groups and maybe have a little chat and just looks into the fire, and then goes and drinks some more Kava. But yeah, it was a very interesting experience which I enjoyed, and we'll see how I am tomorrow morning.
How are you feeling this morning, Matt?
I'm feeling absolutely fan-David-hosy.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's not what you were saying a minute ago. Today we're heading up Mount Yazur, which is the island's active volcano. We've been able to see it glowing from the anchorage. I'm really looking forward to this.
We were picked up from the anchorage with some other cruisers by a 4x4 truck. The roads on Tanna are impassable except by 4x4. That's why everybody on Tanna drives a 4x4.
Yeah,
that's it.
We're only allowed to go up the volcano with the official tour company, so when we arrived at the base of the mountain, we joined a group and jumped into the back of a pickup for a journey up to the mighty Mount Yazur.
The truck takes us most of the way to the summit in the late afternoon so we can experience the mountain's fireworks at dusk.
Soon we reach the ash plain, and from here we go by foot. You hear that? The whole ground shook.
The smell is really sulphurous. As dusk fell, the volcano began its show.
You can hear the thud and hiss as the molten rock lands in the caldera of the volcano.
We are stood right on the edge of the crater, on the windward side, so the lava hopefully does not hit us. Health and safety? Yeah.
You can see why Mount Yazur was the first god to be worshipped on Tanna. I've always wanted to go in a traditional outrigger canoe. Jimmy kindly obliged for a paddle around the bay. There are several hot springs that appear around the edge of the bay we're anchored in, so we went for a closer look. There are also several small caves to explore. We've just come along the beach to the hot spring and the sand is already getting hot.
Yeah, you can really feel it under your feet and you can see it's steaming.
Is that one warm?
Very warm. Yeah, you can just about touch it, but that's...
Mary says that when she can't be bothered to light a fire to cook, she comes down here to the hot springs. So we've got an egg and a makeshift egg holder, and we're going to give it a go ourselves.
Yep, time.
Don't lose the egg! Don't lose the egg!
It's cooked.
Oh, look at that!
Perfectly done.
Bit of salt and pepper?
I reckon so. Does it taste extra eggy because it's being cooked in an eggy sulphur? No?
Yeah, it's good.
There we go.
Nice. Good enough.
Well, thanks, Tanna. This has been an amazing introduction to Vanuatu. Had a fantastic time here. Good way to round it off.
To Mary and Jimmy, we want to say thank you for your friendship and for making our time here unforgettable.
Next time, we have a beautiful sail to Erromango, get taken on an adventure by some kids, and experience the magical Rom dance.